So I'm going to start out using some Too Faced Shadow Insurance. And what we want to do is just prime the eyelid up to the brow bone and underneath just a bit. Like that. The shadow I'm going to be taking is MAC's Nylon. Just this shimmery color with some yellow gold sheen to it. And I'm just using a flat shader and I'm going to pack it on all over the inner part of my eye. Now this color is pretty sheer, so it might take a little bit of working with to get a completely opaque color that we're looking for. You can use any shimmery eyeshadow. I would suggest one with a kind of golden undertone or yellow undertone, just to offset the browns that we're going to be using. Now that we've kind of highlighted the inner part of our eye, I'm going to be taking my Sephora palette. This is the second one, but seriously any eyeshadow you have, because they're just the 3 basic colors. And what you need is just a matte brown. I'm going to be using this kind of brown. Same brush, just kind of wiped it off. And what we're going to do is cover it on our lid and then put it in a little bit where that nylon was. It's okay to cover up the highlight that we just did because we can always go back in and touch it up. And bring it in just a bit. Like so. Now what I'm going to do is actually just pick up a little bit more, same brush, and I'm going to put it more into my crease, and then I'm going to switch over to a blending brush to blend it all out. The reason I do this is it just deposits more of the color. And then I'm just going to use my fluffy blending brush to blend it out. As you see, we want it like quite high, so you can see it peeking through the dark. What I do is take a small shader brush, like so, and a darker matte brown. Now in this palette here, this really dark brown color. So just take a little bit of this. We want to be pretty careful with it, but I'm going to start it right on. Just start it really low on the lash line and then kind of feather it up into the lid. Like that. And then just add a little bit more color, build up the color. We don't want to go far past the crease, we just want to get right to the crease to just keep it on the lid. And we want to take it about as far inward as we went with the light brown. So that's about where we want to stop. Now it's looking pretty rough. I'm just going to take my blending brush to just kind of blend it out. So that's the basic kind of look that we're going for. But as you can see, we're going to need to intensify the light brown in the crease and bring it up just a little bit more. So I'm going to take my blending brush and do that. We want the light tip brown to be really defined in the crease. And again, I'm going to take just my little, I don't know, precision brush I'm going to call it, and just wipe it off really well. You really don't want that dark getting in the shadow that we're going to use if I can find my MAC palette. Again, we're just going to go back in with nylon, like I said, because when we cover it up with the brown, we really want it more opaque in the front part of the eye. And this kind of prevents any like harsh lines occurring. because you just blend the colors together like so. Now as a highlight, I'm going to be taking this color here, and it's kind of just, you can't really tell on camera, but it's kind of just like a skin tone color with a ton of sparkles. It's really kind of difficult to use, so but any light skin tone color or shimmery color, it doesn't matter, it'll work. And you have to be pretty careful with this one. This is what I use when I want a really strong highlight, and you can see why. And obviously I blended it out on the other side, so we're gonna have to do that. I'm gonna take my blending brush for this part, and again squeeze the tip. And there we go. So that's what I'm going to use as a highlight, just to completely contrast the darkness that's going on our... I'm just going to take nylon again, and we're going to bring it into the inner corner, as you can tell. Now I don't like going overboard with inner corner highlights, or else it can look just too much. So I like to keep it really like tight in the inner corner, so we're not bringing it out too far. And just put it on the lower lash line, just the front part, to highlight, like that. And then again, just for the rest of the underneath, we're just going to be taking that light brown color that we first used, and just smudge that under the lash line. I don't want anything too dark because I want the darkness to be the eyeliner. And just take it on your small brush. And now I'm just going to touch up my eyeliner again. I had some on earlier, but it's kind of worn off now. And this is the Makeup Forever Aqua Eyes in black. And I just got this as a sample at Sephora, and it's really great. Stays on your waterline all day. It's not the most opaque color, as you can tell. There we go. And now, like I did on this eye, I just kind of sketched a little bit in just to make my eyelashes look a little bit fuller. Of course, you can leave it like this if you want. It's up to you. But I just like to smudge a little eyeliner up on the top, like so. Now, to keep your eyes really full and open, you really want to curl your eyelashes, especially with such a dark look like this. And today for mascara, I'm just going to be using the CoverGirl Nature Luxe. See, I always drop something. But I don't use this one too often because it's water resistant. It's not quite waterproof, but you really need to wipe off the excess. It just really gives your lashes a really full effect. But it will take a while to set, so you really don't want to sneeze with this on, which I have done before. Now, for my cheeks, I did have something on before, but it's kind of worn off. And I'm just going to take the blushes that come in this palette, and you can choose pretty much any. But I'm going to be taking just this light peach color. I think it's like the lightest in the palette, second lightest, with just my Eco Tools blush brush. And just put it on the apples of your cheeks. I'm going to be the MAC Lady Gaga Viva Glam 2. See, it's just a really nice opaque nude. You can totally leave your face like this, but I find that it's a little bit too blank and you have too much going on in the eyes. So I'm just going to add a lip gloss, and this is Pink Lemonade. Don't need a whole lot of this. Just a nice sheer coat to add a little bit more color. And that's it for this look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. This is something I'll totally be wearing for back to school. It's very simple, very classic brown smoky eye. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and I really hope you subscribe. Bye. Makeup scars. It's like war paint.